All right, so here's the story about the crazy DoorDash girl and how clout is possibly going to give her jail time. So basically, there's this girl. She's working for DoorDash in Sewego, New York, some weird town upstate. A guy orders food from a neighboring fast food place. I'm guessing maybe the food took a long time to get to his house, or a long time being prepared. So he falls asleep. Now, apparently, before he fell asleep, he thought it was a good idea to take his pants and his drawers off. Now, I don't know if he was having a little fun with himself before the food came or whatever, and it was so good he fell asleep, or whatever the situation is. But needless to say, he's in his own house. So if you want to do cartwheels in your house butt naked, you can do that as long as you're not exposing yourself to other people, your door isn't wide open, or your windows aren't wide open. You can do cartwheels in your house naked, cook pancakes naked, whatever kind of weird thing you want to do. So basically, by the time the food comes, he's out cold on his couch, half naked, right? Crazy DoorDash girl comes and knocks on the door, I guess rings his bell and tries calling him. And in his message, he said, leave it at the door. Now, if she would have never opened the guy's door, she would have never known anything, right? But no, she's crazy. And, you know, she seemed a little, eccentric in her videos. Um, So she gets there, he doesn't answer. Instead of leaving the food on the door, by the door, which if a crackhead comes and steals his food, it's his fault. He said leave it by the door. Raccoon, whatever, the same thing. Skunk, whatever, possum, it's his problem because he said leave it at the door. But she decides I'm gonna open this stranger's door. Don't know what's going on inside his house, but I'm gonna open up his door for some reason. She opens up his door. Now she scans around the living room, and somewhere in the living room, he's on the couch half naked, but he's unconscious, right? He's sleeping. She decides to take her phone out and record video of this guy half naked in his own house. Now, we all know if you enter into somebody's house without permission, that's damn near like breaking and entering. You know what I'm saying? You're trespassing at the very least, right? But this girl, she wants clout and she wants to be a victim. So what she then does is turns this into some whole other situation where it went from being a little weird to try and turn it into like something that she got assaulted and all this other stuff. So she takes the video of this poor weird guy half naked on his couch, posts it to TikTok. And now you know with most of these social media apps and stuff like that, you can't have any kind of nudity. So it'll get flagged and banned and stuff like that. So they kept taking down a video. And she didn't just have videos of this guy unconscious, half, El Natural, but she had like his address, I think his name. She was trying to expose all this stuff. She acted as if, she went to go deliver the food and he answered the door butt naked, like, come on, baby, swinging it in her face. But nothing like that happened. He was knocked out on the couch, right? And you entered into his house. That's the only way you saw him naked. So, but she doesn't care. She wants to be a victim and she wants clout off of this somehow. So basically, she's repeatedly making videos, TikTok, and whatever social media she got is taking it down because they think it's crazy. You know what I mean? And she's posting information that you're not supposed to post. You know what I'm saying? So she's basically giving the guy's name, his address, accusing him of a crime that she can't prove he did, which he didn't even do. You know, exposing his nether regions to the world. So, and she's angry because nobody wants to like believe how much of a victim she is, and she's not getting the clout that she necessarily wanted. So she's getting angrier and angrier, creating new accounts, going on all different social media platforms to try to let you know I'm the victim. And she even accused him of assaulting her. Now, generally, when you assault somebody, whether it's in a physical manner or in a boom chicka wow wow kind of manner, it actually requires like the person to be touched in some kind of way. Even if maybe you're not touching them directly with your hands, feet, or body parts, I don't know, you throw something at him. But this guy didn't do nothing. He was unconscious on the couch. So the most he did was expose you to an ugly, and time goes on. He's kind of weird, but he was in his house. If you didn't open his door and walk into his house uninvited, you may have never seen it, right? So that's how the cookie crumbles. But she keeps going on and on and on and on. And now apparently this guy has spoken to attorneys and the authorities are watching everything she's doing online. So now The guy is contacting attorneys and stuff saying she's ruining me. I didn't assault her. I've accidentally fell asleep, and why she came to my house. So now she's actually getting in trouble. So now she went from being saying she was assaulted, and I'm the victim, as her famous quote. She is now getting arrested and going to court and possibly like facing some type of jail time. Now she's not like a career criminal or doesn't have a record. I don't think she's going to do that much. She'll probably get a few months or maybe some probation or something along those lines. But she's now going to court because this is where, clout chasing and supreme fake victim cardation, right, has gone wrong. Because you can't prove anything you're saying. You're trying to defame the guy, and it didn't work. Nobody wants to hear your story and believe it or nothing like that. So now you might actually have like a felony on your case because you basically entered into his house without him inviting you, which is like breaking and entering or trespassing at the very least. You videotaped the man half undressed in his own house and then put it on social media, what makes it fall into the revenge porn category, which in certain states can be considered a felony. It's like if a guy in a relationship with a girl, they break up or not so good circumstances or, not a cordial manner, and then he'll post videos of intimate nature online to embarrass her or maybe make her to be wantable by other men or women or whatever the heck. So she has to now deal with the trespassing, revenge porn, and other stuff, and might actually face some jail time or at the very least probation and fines, because when clout chasing goes wrong, and she may never be able to deliver for Uber Eats or Grubhub or DoorDash or any of these other things, because they're gonna be like, nah, that's a crazy girl. She's gonna do some crazy stuff, But she's the victim, as she said. But no, she might actually be the inmate. Who knows?